Welcome to another installment in my complete chronological rewatch, where I'll be going back through almost every Star Wars film and show as I work my way to the Rise of Skywalker. I've already checked out some of the movies, so be sure to check that out after this for yourself. Today we're going over the Clone Wars Season 1, Episode 7, Duel of the Droids. Set in 22 BBY, the same year that the Clone Wars began, Anakin, Ahsoka, and replacement droid R3-S6 embark on a dual rescue sabotage mission when they discover R2-D2 is being held at General Grievous' secret enemy listening post. This is part 2 to the last episode, Downfall of a Droid, and while I do have similar problems with this episode, this one also has a lot of redeeming moments for me. The animation and jokes remain pretty basic, and I still don't like R3 that much, but other than that, it was much better than I remembered it being. While most of the wise words to start the episode don't mean much to me, this one, "You hold on to friends by keeping your heart a little softer than your head," actually resonated with me just because of certain personal experiences, and I feel like overall it's a very easy one to understand and relate to. Going into the episode, it has a bit of a slow start, but once they get into the moon's atmosphere, the gas and lighting make for some really good visual shots. The reveal that R3 was a separatist spy was very minimal, which I didn't remember, but didn't mind this time around, both since I already knew it, and because it just doesn't feel like something that needs to be made into a big scene. I also found it fun that even Rex and the clones don't like him here. It's only Ahsoka who keeps defending him. This episode has much more action and much better action than the last episode. Grievous plays a bigger role here, and the remarks between him and Ahsoka were decent. Ahsoka defends herself pretty well for it being the first time she's gone against the cyborg, and that's something I remember always liking about this episode. And on the other side of the story, there's Anakin going after R2. I feel like this could have been built into a much bigger part of the story, because it feels like we barely spend any time with them, but I guess it's all a matter of importance. The Magna Guards made for a fresh style of action here because of how much they spin and move around, and once that's finished, the episode does a good job of reminding us how close Anakin and R2 are, and why he went through all of this just for a droid. The hangar bay action had moments, but I think by that moment I just wasn't into it anymore. It did make me think of a small plot hole though for the story. I know R2 had way more information because of his long time in service, but R3 had already infiltrated the Grand Army of the Republic, so why not just have him download some Republic information to at least get something out of it? It's something that just came to me while watching this, so if it took me this many viewings, it's obviously not that big of a deal. Grievous eventually flies away and abandons the station, and while I know it fits with his character, it would be nice to see more of him when things go bad. The final duel between R2 and R3 was something I expected to basically ignore, but it was actually made to be more cinematic than it probably should have been, between the types of shots used and the score, to the point where I actually enjoyed the final moments of it, and not because I knew it was about to be over. Let me know what you think of this episode in the comments below, and where it ranks among your favorite episodes. Remember to like the video, and subscribe to stay up to date with my chronological rewatch. As always, thank you all for watching, and remember, the Force will be with you, always.